morning, gang. Coach D here with a coaching tip of the day. Thanks so much for watching, supporting the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And the topic for the day is going to be dedicated versus step count when it comes to cardiovascular training with respect to weight loss. And why do I say weight loss and not cardiovascular benefit? Because when it comes to cardio training, they are two separate and distinct things. If we are referring to step count, that is just the amount of daily steps that you take during the day, doing what it is that you typically do on a day-to-day basis through your job and moving about with your daily activities. And what that does is it creates a baseline of minimum amount of activity. And I will tell you why that's different in a moment. But does it have a large impact on cardiovascular benefit? And the answer to that is no, it does not directly. It will indirectly as a result of weight loss. You will have less of a load on your heart and thus improving on your cardiovascular benefit. But it is going to do very little to drive cardiovascular conditioning. So if you're looking at this from a sports benefit perspective, daily step count is not likely going to be your primary driver. So what we are looking at here is the aesthetic aspect of burning calories as they result in weight loss, in addition with a calorie deficit in your diet. Now, cardio in and of itself is a pretty shitty fat burner. And what I mean by that is when you stop doing the activity, the calorie burning effect is greatly, if not entirely, reduced down to zero. Whereas opposed to weight training, it is training metabolically active muscles, and the addition of muscle tissue to your body creates a higher basal metabolic rate in which you're burning more calories all day long. So if you were to choose one activity versus the other for overall fat burning, resistance training is going to trump it. What we do, though, is layer on additional step count and at times for weight loss, also dedicated cardio. And how are they different? Dedicated cardio is on top of your step count. It does form part of your step count, but the reason that they are different is the intensity at which you are doing it leaves room for modification because you can go faster, you can create inclines, you can add resistance, you can add frequency, intensity, duration, and all of these modifiers that will still show as a step count in many cases, but it will be at a higher caloric burn. So you will have dedicated cardio on top of step count. Now, why do we differ? Why do we differ step count from dedicated cardio? Here's the example. If I were to only prescribe to you dedicated cardio, say 30 minutes a day, 7 days a week, the possibility exists that above and beyond that 30 minutes of dedicated cardio, you sit around on your ass all day long, and therefore your step count is next to none or only what you did during that cardio session. Whereas a person that does no dedicated cardio but has a massive step count just due to their job or their day-to-day activities is going to obviously burn more calories than the person doing cardio every day but lounging around for the rest of the day. So it does create a measurable standard from a coaching perspective in which we can layer on additional steps and or dedicated cardio. So initially, we will set a standard of step count to make sure that you are hitting a minimum goal on a day-to-day basis. And then as the need requires to sustain fat loss, we can do so through adjustments in your diet by reducing the overall calories, but also increasing energy expenditure through dedicated steps every day and dedicated cardio. So there you have it. That's the reason that we do that, and not much more to be said about that, really, is there? Dedicated steps is a weekly average based on a daily step count. So there are going to be some days, just naturally as a product of what you do, that you're going to have more or less steps on average than some of the other days. So what I look to see is a weekly average. So if we're looking at your daily step count being, say, 10,000, for lack of a better words, and one day you hit 8,000, well, that means that on another day, you're going to have to hit 12,000 in order to have that 10,000 average at the end of the week. Now, everybody's phone these days has got the ability to track steps. You can utilize a dedicated step tracker app, or you can use a wearable device like a smart ring or smart watch in which to do so. So there you have it. Daily step count versus dedicated cardio. Hopefully that helps clarify a few things and why we do what it is that we do. And again, we're only looking at this from the aesthetic perspective of weight loss and not performance benefits as a result of dedicated cardio. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Keep the comments coming. We truly appreciate the support in our channel as it continues to grow, and we will keep producing more content. If you're interested in hiring us for coaching, I will put the link in the description below, GAZEYFITNESS.com, for online coaching. We utilize our own dedicated app. So in that app, you have your nutrition, you have your check-ins, you have your correspondence with your coach, with regular accountability. So it's not just weekly accountability, it's accountability as necessary. And in some cases that's daily, because we want to make sure that we're driving the proper result. And also making modifications throughout so the progress is maintainable, sustainable, and gets you to your goals in the quickest amount of time. So thanks again for watching, and we will talk to you on the next one. Have a great day.